So what it is we have a tragic incident that happened in Fredericksburg, Virginia, where we had an 18-year-old high school student. He was a senior named Michael Bosworth Jr., and he was fatally shot by a homeowner. And he was shot during a TikTok prank, doing something that I remember doing as a kid.
It was a TikTok prank.
They're
he got
calling
shot?
it, yeah. They're calling it a TikTok prank, but really, you and I, come on, Mike, I'm
What
sure
was,
you.
what was the prank?
Ding dong ditch,
Oh yeah.
right?
I don't know if that's what we called it, but yeah.
That's what I called it back in the day.
Yeah.
Now they're calling it a TikTok prank. I mean, I guess everything they got to rebrand it as something new.
But it's where you go up to a door and you ring the doorbell and run.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we called it, but I don't remember the term ding dong ditch.
Rich, did you have a name for it that was anything different? No? Same?
I like the alliteration, ding dong ditch.
Ding dong ditch. I mean, it's straight up, right?
At 3 a.m.?
At 3 a.m. See, that's something I didn't do.
I never did it at 3
No,
a.m.
neither did I.
I got to tell you, that's different.
That's pretty ballsy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You do it after dark. It's a different world.
Right.
You do it after 10 p.m. That's scary. Somebody at your door after, okay, keep going. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So what we had is there was a couple kids. They were playing this, and like you said, at 3 a.m. Right. So they went. They rang this bell, and what happened is the homeowner that was in the home believed that they were attempting to burglarize and/or break in. So he, in that moment, fired.
Jeez.
So he, the student, was an athlete at the school, right? He was killed. One of the other kids that was there with him as part of this prank was also hit. He was injured. The third kid was unharmed. The homeowner, unfortunately, is now facing charges of second-degree murder, right? Malicious wounding, as well as other firearms offenses. And he's being held in custody without bond. So this is it's an important discussion. Let's have it.
It is.
So,
this is a homeowner told investigators Bosworth and two other teens were trying to break into his home
correct.
on McKinsey Lane. The sheriff's office received a call about a residential burglary in progress in which a resident had fired shots. So, and then, of course, unfortunately, this teen was taken to the hospital and died, which, by the way, he was a teen, 18, right? But
An adult.
This is an adult.
An adult.
This is an adult who did this.
Right.
This wasn't a child. This was
Correct.
an adult. Now, he was playing childish games, and he was, still in high school. I get that, but he was an 18-year-old adult. So from the homeowner's perspective, this guy thinks he's stopping a break-in.
Correct.
And he's probably sincerely thinking that. He's probably
I imagine
terrified.
so at 3 a.m. I mean, I have some thoughts. Unfortunately, there's at this point, I don't know if some more facts are going to come out, if we'll get more information. Don't know if it'll be held close in reports and not released, but I have some questions. First of all, if this was truly, because I honestly question, was this truly Ding Dong Ditch? Right? Because if you ring the bell and run, 3 a.m., I mean, even if our homeowner was awake, the time it takes to get to that firearm and then to be able to fire, I kind of find that some of these things just don't exactly fit. So our homeowner, believing that he had he was potentially experiencing a potential break-in, right? He pulled his firearm and he did what he felt he needed to do to defend himself. I did read another article where another neighbor where the kids had also done this said that it was more than just a ding-dong ditch, that it was a ringing of the bell and some aggressive pounding, banging, and really nasty rattling of the garage door and banging on the doors and windows. And if that's the case, that, in my opinion, really kind of lends to what would, in my mind, would make more sense as to why the homeowner here responded the way that he did.
I do have a question, though.
Yep.
How did he get a shot? Who opened the door? Like, why, if you are...
Did he shoot through the door?
Well, then he's wrong, right? If you
I
shoot
know.
through a door,
That's
he's
what I mean.
definitely wrong.
Right.
But the other thing is, if this guy is in danger... So I sincerely believe that he was scared. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I sincerely believe that that this person, the victim, and his friends were pulling a prank. Like I think that's. I tend to believe that. But here's the thing. Why did he open the door? If this guy was scared, why did he? The only way he could have gotten a shot off is if he opened the door. Why would you open the door if somebody's trying to break in your house? The last thing you want to do is open the door. I think I think that kills the guy's kid. Now I don't see any details here, but
Right.
how did the kid open the door? Well, he's not a kid. The 18-year-old open the door?
Right. Well, was the door opened or was he shot through?
Well, if he shot, if you
Either way,
if you shoot
he's got a
through,
problem.
Yeah, if you shoot through a door, you just shot somebody, and you're not in danger of being attacked
Correct.
because you got a door between you and the guy.
Right. Because but the way that the law works is you kind of I call them 4 legs of defense, like your defensive table. In order for someone to be considered a deadly threat, you have first of all they have to have the ability to cause death or great bodily harm.
Okay.
They then have to have the opportunity to use that ability, and as long as that door is sufficiently shut, windows are secured. There's not the
There's no
opportunity.
ability, there's no opportunity.
They have to have the intent, and then there has to be an imminence to it.
So we don't know if they had the intent. There's
Correct.
no way to know
Don't know.
that.
Don't know.
And it's his word against whatever.
Correct.
And then what was the fourth?
Imminence. There has to be an imminent risk of death or great bodily injury.
And with a door in the way, there is none
Correct.
of that. Now,
That's a problem.
if this guy who says he was scared of being attacked, if he removed the door, that's going to severely hurt his case.
Correct.
That he was in fear for his life.
Correct.
Because if you have a door between what you're afraid of and you're not afraid of what's behind that door. If you remove that door.
Right.
I think he's screwed.
I think he definitely is going to have a hard case.
I don't
Definitely not.
Honestly, like I said, I tend to believe everybody in this. I think everybody's telling the truth. I tend to believe everybody's telling the truth. But I think this guy didn't take enough classes to understand, don't open the door. What are you doing? Opening the door.
What are you doing? One thing that I think is going to be what I would love to see, and not for the gruesome angle, but there's, of course, as part of this TikTok world that we're in, right? They were videotaping the whole thing. I mean, not that I want to see the gruesome, the gruesome stuff, but I want to see what's the truth. How did it really go down? Right?
Yeah.
Did he open the door? Did the kids maybe open the door? There were 3 of them. Maybe, I mean, there's so much speculation. There's so many things we can say. What if this? What if that? Maybe this, maybe that.
Yeah.
But the reality is, as long as that door is sealed, doors and windows are not, they have the integrity of the seal and they're closed. There's no opportunity.
Yeah, and if the victim and his friends opened the door,
That's different.
that's not a prank anymore.
Right.
You're
Absolutely.
breaking and entering.
And that's really what I personally am questioning was this really, truly a prank? Because that doesn't seem to fit,
Well, I guess it's
in my opinion.
I guess it's hinged on the door. Okay, it's not the time for a dad joke, Mike. Come on, this is serious. Okay, well, this is truly tragic, and I got to tell you, I really, truly feel bad for the victim and his family. I feel
Absolutely.
bad for the person who felt like he was defending his home. This whole situation is sad and tragic. We don't know what happened.
We don't.
But
That's
it sounds like it sounds like both sides could have done with
better.
a lot more education. I don't know. I guess there's a possibility that the person who shot was completely in the right. We just don't know the details.
Correct.
And maybe
Correct.
they did everything correct. So I guess we just
But
need
it's
for more details.
definitely an important thing for us as gun owners who have a home, live in a home, apartment, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Understand that the way that the rules and the laws are is that you truly need to be an imminent threat of death or great bodily harm before you take this step. Right? Simply afraid, fear is reasonable. But unless the fear raises to the level of being that you're afraid of death or great bodily injury, oftentimes other options would be more appropriate. The gun can't be the answer to everything. That's important.
Yeah. Well. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. There you go. That's our curtain call. Hey, thanks for watching Gun Owners Radio. I hope you loved that clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media. And check out our website at gunownersradio.com.